Hello and welcome back to the channel. For over a decade, we have watched the slow, agonizing, and fascinating disintegration of the Brown family. We watched Christine pack her boxes and find her nacho bliss. We watched Janelle choose her children and her independence. And we watched Mary finally close the door on a 30-year charade. For 2 full seasons, the story has been about the OG 3 wives escaping and Kody and Robyn being left on their self-imposed island of misery in Flagstaff. We thought that was the end of the story. We thought the show would pivot to sister wives, life after Kody. We were all wrong. The whispers we heard in season 20, the email Kody mentioned, the fire he claimed was still in his loins. It wasn't just talk. For the first time, in the explosive premiere of season 21, TLC has confirmed the unthinkable. Kody Brown is courting a 5th wife. And as this new fire begins to rage, the queen who burned the kingdom down to win the throne is about to watch her castle turn to ash. This is the story of season 21, the new wife and the long, cold, and karmic downfall of Robyn Brown. To understand how we got here, we have to first understand the psyche of Kody Brown in a post-polygamy world. The man we saw in seasons 19 and 20 was a ghost. He was bitter, he was angry, and he was a failure by his own patriarchal standards. He had lost 3 wives, the respect of most of his children, and the sprawling family empire he always envisioned. He was left in a multi-million-dollar mansion with 1 wife, effectively a monogamist. And as we've discussed for years, Kody Brown doesn't just hate his ex-wives, he hates monogamy. It reminds him of his failure. It offers him no status. His fire wasn't for Robyn, his fire was for the principle of polygamy, for the validation it gave his ego, and for the television show that pays his bills. Kody Brown cannot be Kody Brown, the monogamist. He must be Kody Brown, the patriarch. And so, to save his own identity, he has done the one thing that will destroy the last remaining fragments of his life. He has started over. So, who is she? In this hypothetical season 21, the show spends the first 20 minutes teasing her. We see texts, we hear Kody on the phone, we see Robyn pacing the massive kitchen. And then, he meets her at a local Flagstaff restaurant. Her name, according to the show's press, is Hannah. And she is nothing like the other wives. She is in her late 30s, she is a convert to the fundamentalist lifestyle, and she reportedly met Kody not through church, but through a nationalist-leaning business conference. This is critical. Hannah is not a soft-spoken, sister-wife-raised woman looking for a family. She is an ambitious, charismatic, and devoutly loyal patriarchy believer. She doesn't see Kody as a broken man to be coddled, which is Robyn's entire strategy. She sees him as a fallen prophet who needs a strong partner to help him rebuild his kingdom. She validates his anger. She praises his leadership, and she, most importantly, has no interest in being friends with Robyn. For the first time, Kody has found someone who makes him feel like the man he thinks he is, not the man he's become. Think about the dynamic this immediately creates. When Robyn entered the family, she was the young, pretty new wife who upset the balance for Mary, Janelle, and Christine. She used her obedience and Kody's infatuation to slowly draw him into her own monogamous web. She isolated him, she played the victim, and she won the prize, Kody, all to herself. But the prize turned out to be a booby trap. She won a bitter, angry man who openly mourned the loss of his other wives and the variety they provided. Now, Robyn is the old wife. She is the established, comfortable, and, in Kody's eyes, perhaps bitter wife who is standing in the way of his new, raging fire. This new wife, Hannah, isn't just a threat to Robyn's schedule. She is a threat to her entire identity. Hannah is the new, obedient, sweet-spirited wife. Hannah is the one who wants more children. Hannah is the one who hangs on Kody's every word. Robyn, for the first time in her life, has been demoted. She is no longer the favorite. She's just the first. And we all know how Kody Brown treats his first wife. Robyn's downfall is not a single event. It is a multi-front collapse, and the first front to crumble is the most obvious: money. For years, Robyn and Kody have been living a lifestyle funded by the TLC checks of all 4 wives. They live in a home they likely cannot afford, filled with Victoria's Secret baubles and Precious Moments figurines. But Christine, Janelle, and Mary are gone. Their income, their contributions to the family pot that Robyn and Kody so clearly drained, is gone. We've heard the rumors of their financial strain for years. Now, in this hypothetical season 21, Kody isn't just supporting himself, Robyn, and their minor children. He is now courting. Courting costs money. Trips, dinners, gifts. And what's more, a new wife means a new home. Does Hannah move into the mansion with Robyn? The premiere footage says it all. Absolutely not. Kody is seen on the phone with a realtor, looking at another property, another rental. This is the ultimate slap in the face to Robyn. Not only is the family money being diverted, but she is being forced to watch Kody rebuild a new family with new assets, while she and her children are left to manage the scraps of the old one. The My Sister Wife's closet dream is dead. The Dabsark line of succession is broken. This is financial panic. This, folks, is the part of the story that is almost Shakespearean in its irony. The most brutal part of Robyn's downfall is that she is being forced to live the exact nightmare she inflicted on Mary Brown for a decade. In the premiere of season 21, we see a scene that is a direct parallel to the past. Kody, giddy and vibrating with new relationship energy, tells Robyn he is going to be spending 3 days with Hannah to discuss their spiritual future. Robyn, for the first time, does not cry. She is cold. She asks him, "And what am I supposed to do? Just sit here? In this house? While you go and court?" And Kody, in a moment that defines the entire season, looks at her without a trace of empathy and says, "This is the principle. This is the life we chose. I need you to be supportive of this." It is the exact, word-for-word spiritual gaslighting he used on his other wives for 20 years, and it's the first time it has ever been turned on Robyn. She has no recourse. If she fights him, she is the disobedient wife. If she cries, she is manipulative. She has been perfectly and completely trapped by the very rules she used to win the game. She is now the old wife in the wet bar, begging for scraps of time, while Kody is off having a romantic adventure with his new soulmate. Let's go deeper on this. Robyn's entire power base was built on being Kody's safe harbor. When he was frustrated with Christine's disloyalty, Janelle's indifference, or Mary's drama, he would run to Robyn's house, where she would coddle his ego, tell him he was a good man, and validate his grievances. She was the solution to his problems. But now, Kody has a new problem. A bitter, angry, monogamous life with a wife who seems just as miserable as he is. Hannah, in this new season, is the new safe harbor. The show intercuts Kody's confessionals. With Robyn, he is defensive. "Robyn and I we're struggling. The last few years have broken us." But in a confessional about Hannah, he is glowing. "It's just easy. We talk, and she listens. She respects me." It's like a breath of fresh air after drowning for years. The drowning he's referring to? That's his life with Robyn. Robyn is no longer the solution. She is the primary problem. This new wife isn't just joining the family. She is replacing Robyn as Kody's emotional confidant. This is Robyn's greatest fear, and it is the absolute demolition of her 14-year-long con. She didn't want a sister wife. She wanted a team of nannies and financiers. Instead, she got a rival. If there is one thing we know about Robyn Brown, it's that her why has always been her children. My tender-aged children. She used them as a shield, as a justification for Kody's presence, and as the reason she needed Kody's full attention and the family's full resources. But in season 21, Aurora and Brianna are adults. Solomon and Ariella are no longer tender-aged. They are preteens and teenagers. The excuse is gone. And now, Hannah, the new 38-year-old wife, is openly discussing her desire to have children with Kody. We see a scene where Kody, beaming, tells Robyn, "Hannah really wants a baby, or 2. Can you believe it? At my age." The look on Robyn's face in this moment is the true downfall. It's the realization that her children are about to be replaced. Kody will now have a new set of tender-age children to dote on, a new young mother to protect, and a new nursery to build. Robyn and her kids are being aged out. They are becoming the adult children that Kody has so famously neglected and raged against. The very weapon Robyn used to secure her position, her children, has just been turned against her. You didn't think TLC would give us this bombshell without showing us the OG3, did you? The episode cuts between Kody's new romance and the reactions of Christine, Janelle, and Mary. Janelle, practical as always, is on a video call with Christine. She just shakes her head, sips her drink, and says, "He's a fool. He hasn't learned a single thing. He's just found a new, gullible woman to fund his fantasy, and he's going to drag her down just like the rest of us. The man is incapable of change." Mary, in her Fridays with Friends segment, is more cryptic, offering a tearful, "He's chasing a feeling. I hope he finds it. I just hope this new person knows what she's getting into." But the most telling, most cathartic reaction comes from Christine. When Janelle tells her the news, Christine looks stunned for a second, and then she breaks out into the loudest, most joyous laugh we have ever heard from her. It's not a mean laugh. It's a laugh of pure, unadulterated freedom. She says, "A fifth wife? Oh, Robyn. You know what? She can have him. And her. Good luck, Robyn. You're gonna need it." That laugh is the sound of a woman who knows she escaped just in time. It is the ultimate validation that leaving was the right call, and so, season 21 begins. Robyn's downfall is not that Kody will leave her. Oh no, that would be too easy. That would be a mercy. Robyn's downfall is that he is staying. Her downfall is that she is trapped, financially and spiritually, in the very prison she helped build. She is now the first wife in a new, dysfunctional polygamous family. She is the one who will be ignored. She is the one who will have to watch her husband be in love with someone else. She is the one whose children will be a low priority. She is, in every single way, the new Mary Brown. But unlike Mary, she has no Christine or Janelle to fall back on. She has no sister wives. She is alone. Kody's fire is raging, but for the first time, it's not for her. And she is finally and irrevocably getting everything she deserves. In the last episode, we broke down the earth-shattering premiere of season 21. Kody Brown, driven by ego and a desperate need to reclaim his patriarchal status, has brought a fifth wife into the fold. Hannah, a woman in her late 30s, is not just a new wife. She's a system upgrade in Kody's mind. She's ambitious. She's devout in her belief in his authority, and she has zero loyalty to the wreckage of the previous family. We saw Robyn get the news, and we saw the OG3 react with a mix of pity and glorious, vindicated laughter. But the premiere was just the bomb dropping. Now we are in the fallout. What happens when the new wife actually has to meet the old queen? And what happens when the fragile, isolated world Robyn built for herself and her children comes crashing down? This, friends, is where the real downfall accelerates. The second episode of this hypothetical season 21 delivers the scene we are all waiting for. Kody, in his infinite wisdom and with a complete lack of emotional intelligence, decides the best way for his wives to bond is for Hannah to come to Robyn's house. Not for dinner, not for a casual meet and greet, but for Kody to officially explain to Hannah the family's assets, specifically Coyote Pass. This is a power move, plain and simple. He is bringing the new wife into the queen's castle to discuss the kingdom's treasure. The tension is so thick you could cut it with one of Robyn's, my sister wife's, closet pendants. Robyn, who has clearly been crying for days, attempts to play the part of the gracious head wife. She offers coffee, her voice trembling. Hannah, in stark contrast, is polite but firm. She's not here to make a friend. She's here for a business meeting. When Robyn starts to use her we language, "Well, we've been through so much, and we really value family," Hannah cuts her off, not unkindly, but with surgical precision. She looks at Kody and says, "Kody, I'd love to hear your vision for the property. What do you see for our future there?" The we has been erased. Robyn is rendered completely irrelevant in her own living room. She is no longer a partner in Kody's vision. She's an obstacle from his past. This entire scene at Robyn's house is a pretext for the real bombshell. Kody unrolls the maps of Coyote Pass, the land that Janelle and Christine's money helped buy, the land that holds the broken dreams of the entire family. Robyn, in a desperate attempt to assert control, points to the plots. This was where Mary was going to build. This was Christine's. This was Janelle's. And this big one, down by the pond, we were saving. Kody cuts her off. Things have changed, Robyn. He then looks at Hannah and says, I've been thinking about what you said about a fresh start. You're right. He then points directly to the largest, most desirable plot, the one by the water, the one Robyn clearly coveted, and says, I want you to have this one. It's the biggest, and you'll have the most children, so you'll need the space to build. It's the anchor of the new family. This is the moment the mask doesn't just slip. Kody rips it off. The land was never about the family. It was a prize to be awarded by the patriarch. And Hannah, the new, fertile, loyal wife, gets the prize. Robyn is left with the scraps, both literally and figuratively. She is being relegated to a lesser plot on the land she thought she had won. We have to analyze the psychological warfare happening here. For years, Robyn's entire identity was the loyal wife. She was the one who stayed. She was the one who did what Kody wanted. She sacrificed her sister wives for the sake of her soulmate. But now, Kody has moved the goalposts. Hannah is now the most loyal. Hannah is the one most excited about polygamy. Hannah is the one offering him a new future, not just reminding him of his failed past. In Kody's warped mind, Robyn's loyalty is now tainted. It's the loyalty of a bitter old wife, as he's called the others. Hannah's loyalty is new, exciting, and unconditional. Therefore, Robyn's reward for her loyalty, the best plot, the title of head wife, Kody's undivided attention, is all being rescinded and transferred to the new and improved model. This is the ultimate betrayal. Kody isn't just adding a wife. He is actively replacing Robyn. He is demonstrating in real time that her 14 years of sacrifice meant absolutely nothing. She was just a placeholder until someone better came along, but the downfall doesn't stop at the property line. It comes from inside the house. For years, Robyn has cultivated an us versus them mentality with her children, Dapsark. They were the special ones, the protected ones, the ones who truly loved Kody and the family. They were isolated from the disloyal other children. But now, Kody is coming home giddy, smelling of Hannah's perfume. He's on the phone with her, laughing. He's making plans to go to her rental for the weekend. We see a heartbreaking scene where Solomon, now a young preteen, asks Kody, "Are you going to have a new baby?" Kody, beaming, says, "That's the plan, son. We've got to be fruitful." The camera pans to Aurora and Brianna, who look utterly confused and betrayed. This isn't the father who spent every single day with them for years. This is a stranger. And for the first time, Robyn's children are not looking at the OG3 as the enemy. They're looking at Kody. They're experiencing, for the first time, what the rest of the Brown children have experienced their entire lives: Kody's abandonment in favor of a new, exciting relationship. The bubble has burst, and Robyn's children are getting a front-row seat to the fact that their mother's love story was a lie that has now left them on the outside looking in. Perhaps the most painful, humiliating part of this for Robyn is the change in Kody himself. The man who moped around her mansion for 2 years, depressed, bitter, and angry, is gone. In his place is a new Kody. He's dyeing his hair more regularly. He's wearing new shirts. He's happy. We see a montage of him and Hannah on a courting trip. They're hiking. They're at a gun range. They're having intense, spiritual conversations in a coffee shop. Kody says in a confessional, "I feel alive again." Hannah challenges me. She wants me to be the best version of myself, the leader God intended me to be. This is the ultimate insult. For 2 years, Robyn coddled his broken ego, telling him he was a leader, that it was everyone else's fault. But Hannah is telling him he needs to become one again. He is responding to her challenge, while he completely ignored Robyn's comfort. This proves the ultimate fan theory. Kody was never in love with Robyn. He was in love with the feeling of being in love.